Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we got for Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which is set to release onto both the Nintendo Switch and on PC in just a few days. And today we're going to be checking something I think that is going to be extremely relevant that Capcom has 100% confirmed by themselves. I don't have to use the word and in quotations predictions or anything along those lines, since this is actually 100% confirmed data from Capcom themselves. Do want to go over the fact that Capcom did confirm that they are going to be hosting a brand new digital presentation, but the twist here is that it's actually just been confirmed for Japan so far. In Twitter, and you're going to be seeing the image right now. Of course, I'm going to leave a link in the description below for their official tweet. They mentioned that on June 29th, that would be this Wednesday, at 21 p.m., so that would be 9 p.m. Japanese time, or 8 a.m. East Coast time, or 5 a.m. West Coast time here in North America, or 1 p.m. British Standard Time, or Greenwich time, whichever one London has. At that time, Yuki Yamada will be delivering a live Everyone Monster Hunter presentation will be held. Now, for whatever reason you don't know who Yuki Yamada is, essentially he has been doing a couple of not only really funny TV ads in Japanese for Capcom already for the release of Sunbreak, but also, as you should be seeing in the background, he was the person appearing in those Luna Garen, I believe, and Seregio's hunts that we got to see rather early on, as Capcom went ahead and gave access to some outlets to essentially play out a couple of quests in the demo as well. So, you know, he's basically been doing a lot of promotional work for them, so it makes a lot of sense for them to bring him back and essentially provide more information as they lead up to the launch of the game. Enjoy multiplayer with the trial version, aka the demo, being delivered to the viewers, and you can check out the URL there. They link back to their official YouTube channel. At the bottom of their post, they mentioned that in the latter half of the program, director Suzuki and Sugimoto will be also making appearances as guests. Now, whenever Sugimoto makes an appearance into anything, you know there's going to be new information being provided. There's been about 5 or 6 different developer interviews that are all in Japanese that I've been trying to translate, but again, I'm covering all these other things that are happening at the same time, making quote-unquote predictions, so I can't necessarily do both of those at the same time, so I want to try to tackle those at some point post-launch. So the fact that they have directors Suzuki and Sugimoto appearing in this specific event a few hours before the game actually goes live in Japan, I think is going to be really important when it comes to the information regarding the launch day trailer. Now, if you don't necessarily know, launch day trailers usually happen either the day that the game comes out or the day before. That's usually the norm when it comes to most games that are coming out nowadays. Now, when I originally started to make this video, the Nintendo Direct that was just recently confirmed had not been revealed as of then. We were basically expecting a Nintendo Direct to be revealed at some point this week, and for there to be a Direct on the 29th. That was pretty much what all the fake insiders were claiming, and there was enough people repeating that same, banging that same drum, essentially, so we could begin to expect that there was going to be a Direct on the 29th. It turns out that it was just recently revealed, as you're seeing on the image screen right now. They took to Twitter, they confirmed that the Direct is going to be on the 28th and is going to focus on third-party games. Essentially, they're not going to focus on the Breath of the Wilds of the world or Metroid Prime 4 or whatever the stuff it is. So we can surmise from all of this that most likely in this specific event, Capcom could go ahead and actually reveal the aforementioned launch trailer. If they choose to have it in this Nintendo Direct, they're most likely going to have more eyes than they would have if they just simply choose to have it in their very own presentation. Now, of course, that doesn't necessarily stop Capcom from actually having 2 specific trailers, both one on the Direct and perhaps a longer extended look on their own presentation. But most likely, I would say that if Nintendo is having this Direct tomorrow on the 28th at 9 a.m. East Coast time or 6 a.m. Pacific time, I think is what the times were, then we can probably expect there to be the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, a launch trailer appearing in this specific Direct, with the understanding that on Capcom's very own presentation they will end up having probably a longer extended look of that same trailer, or they're just going to have the Japanese version of it right then and there. Now, to context this a little bit further, they're always having live streams and some type of events in Japanese Capcom, in the official Japanese Capcom website and on YouTube. They're always doing that. But they almost never have Suzuki or Sugimoto discussing things regarding the launch of any game for that matter when it comes to Monster Hunter. So them appearing in this specific presentation, I think, gives it a little bit more credence, more flavoring, I think a little bit of a suggestion, I think, that they are going to be showcasing, I believe, the launch day trailer here, if it hasn't been revealed on the Nintendo Direct already. If they show it on the Direct, then this presentation necessarily doesn't really matter anymore, because they'll most likely re-show it again, but we've already seen it in English, so it doesn't necessarily matter. Now, why does the launch day trailer matter? Well, as I mentioned in some of my other videos already, quote unquote, I hope I'm being overtly obvious at this point, we are expecting, again, by suggestion, that 4 more monsters have not necessarily been confirmed so far. We should be expecting, at the very least, 2 of them, I would say, maybe making an appearance on the launch trailer, and of course the teaser for the final boss, that dude with the crystals. So we should be expecting to see something along those lines there. If they're going to showcase also one of the brand new arenas, we should be seeing some information specifically showcased there as well. Again, I think it's mostly going to be a story-based trailer. There's really no new mechanics that they're going to showcase. There's nothing necessarily mechanics-wise that we haven't necessarily seen already. Hell, we've already played the game. The demo is a pretty good indication of what the game is going to be. I don't think there's going to be any new hidden mechanics, other than the end game related quests that I spoke about just yesterday. You know, those sickened, stricken, you know, mostly not necessarily right in the head type of monsters that we can expect to see. Perhaps they could tease some a little bit. I'm not necessarily sure if they would, but I certainly would expect them to tease the Crystal Boy. Other than that, I'm not necessarily aware what more they could actually showcase, other than a couple of the new other pending monsters that we're expecting. But other than that, they're not going to showcase anything title update related. That information is probably going to end up dropping in a few months, so we shouldn't be expecting that. So that's why I think this specific presentation is going to be important. There's context to be had, of course, like with everything. Now, the last thing that I also wanted to quickly mention is the fact that Capcom already started their little little projects that they always do leading up to either a digital presentation or the release of the game. They already went ahead and posted this specific image from their official Twitter account. Of course, I'm going to leave a link in the description below for that for you guys to check out if you desire. But they basically just showcased the number 3 days left for the launch of the game. Again, we're going by Japanese time, which is always like, 12 hours ahead of here in North America. So to them, it's already like half a day ahead already for them. And they're just showcasing 2 hunters standing still. Nothing necessarily too revealing or anything to really take away from any of this. And we should be expecting, leading up to the launch of the game, for them to continue to be posting these little type of drawings, providing us with some sort of teaser maybe or anything like that. Remember, the Espina's teaser came directly from these type of little art posts that they make. So, maybe they could tease something like that leading up to the launch of it. But we'll just have to wait and see. Again, the first one that we just got to see didn't necessarily really have any real information to take away from it. But that's about all the information that I wanted to go over today. Again, this presentation will be taking place on June 29th at 9 p.m. Japanese time, or as I mentioned before, 8 a.m. East Coast time, 5 a.m. West Coast time, 1 p.m. London time, Greenwich time, British Standard Time, whichever one is London. There you go. That's the times for you. And of course, if they do showcase the launch day trailer in this specific presentation, I'm going to be covering it as well, so expect the video from me soon after. If you are brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!